Well, I've made a lot of different chairs over the years, and guess I just thought it was time to make another one. It's been a while. And they all start out the same way, by digging through the pile of 1x6s at the local lumber store and trying to find the straightest ones I can. And they also all start out by me cutting up as many pieces as I know the dimensions just to get started. All of the Adirondack chairs that I've made have all started out with the same basic Adirondack chair plan. The plan itself comes from a page in an old Family Handyman magazine. What I like specifically about this design is that your back is not reclined too much. It's actually a 23-degree angle, if that means anything to you. But some of these Adirondack chairs, it's difficult to even take a drink out of a glass, or you're pitched so far back it's a little bit awkward. This design also has the curvature to the butt, so you can sit a little bit longer without your butt going numb. This was my first mess up. I forgot to put the diagonal piece of board that goes in as a cross brace for the armrest. You'll see later in the video. Putting the back on the chair is one of the trickier parts of building one of these chairs. You gotta do some cross bracing and some clamps. Sometimes just hold it with your shoulder. This time I didn't have to do that. Well, I had pulled off these armrest supports and made longer ones by 3/4 of an inch. Well, the problem was I didn't put these supports in, which are 3/4 of an inch. So I got to take these off, put these in, and put the old ones back on. Always something. I haven't made one of these chairs in quite a while, so I was bound to forget something. Before I went any further with the chair, I wanted to make the PVC box that was going to be the cooler. And so I cut all those pieces. Here you can see that I'm cutting the groove for the panel, the 1/4 inch PVC board to sit in. I measured for this box from the back of the chair where the hinge was going to be to the very front of the chair, the front board. And I wanted it to be as close as possible so I didn't have to reach too far back to grab a beer. I knew it was going to be a tight squeeze to get that can of beer out, so I had to make a little slot so I can get my finger in there and lift it out of that box. And while I am gluing it up here, I did shoot some nails into it afterwards because I didn't want to wait for that glue to dry to continue. So I put this, what would be the lowest board on the seat, to simulate the chair being on top so that I could get the exact clearance of this box to take it as high as I could under the chair. I guess it was better to go too long than it was to go too short. So I just gotta trim a little material here. You're not gonna see that anyhow. Trim a little bit more material. Screw it, I will just put a 45-degree edge on this box. There we go. Well, then I had to pick a spot where I was gonna drill the hole for this swivel to go through. I just kind of randomly picked the center of that board, so I had to remove those boards and then drill those holes and then put them back in. Meanwhile, I put clamps and boards to hold it all in place while I removed those. And just to test to make sure it does in fact line up. So then I roughly cut all the pieces to build this swing. I don't know what the term would be called. I didn't go to engineering school, but I wanted to maximize the space I had underneath this chair and go as large as possible and see if that were going to be enough space to clear enough room to get a can out.
I did in fact get lucky on the first try. There was enough space, just enough to clear a can out of there. Then I needed to test it with 5 cans in there and see how this would all work using wood, if it'd be too much torque on the dowel rod or not. I had 2 options here, either push the cooler up from the rear of it or push it up from the front of it. And when that thing is fully loaded with 5 cans, it puts a lot of torque on the dowel rod, so I decided to push it from the front. And this is the moment that I realized I needed to be able to lift the chair top off. Before that I was thinking I was going to shove the cans forward, but I had done that before with my back scratching chair, so that's what I did. So what I did is I made some thin strips in the shape of the chair seat that I would attach all these seat boards to. These would sit lower than the actual support boards, so these are only intended to keep the slats together. I did shoot screws upward into the seat boards. I forgot to record it, but I like doing that anyhow, so you don't have the screws on the top, which tend to collect water. Then I just made a fancy handle. I had this plunger latch. I actually had 2 and I used them both. Now it was time to go back to finishing the actual chair. This is actually one of my favorite parts of making these chairs, this kind of dado cut there to 23-degree angle, and then when it fits nice and snug like that, that's satisfying. The armrests are another spot where I'm able to shoot the screws in from underneath. Makes it a little bit cleaner on top. I knew I was going to put wheels on it, but I figured I'd modify it once I had the chair near completion so I can really decide the location where I'd put them. I actually did a terrible job staining this thing. This sprayer was so clogged up. But then it was time to put this thing all together, finish it up. And just one more plunger latch to keep the seat down. And yes, I found a silicone tray on Amazon, not necessarily a nice tray, but I made it a nice tray which would fit perfectly into my little cooler there, and it actually keeps the beers cold from underneath. So whether this chair is useful or not, I don't know. But I get an idea and I gotta make it. But I am pretty happy with the way it turned out. It functions the way I intended it to. Thanks for watching, guys. I intend to make more long-form YouTube content if you guys like it, and I hope you do. See you soon.